G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Bite-sized Bhagavad Gita. This episode, we're looking at Chapter 12, The Path to Devotion, Bhakti Yoga. Previously, we've looked at Arjuna's situation, and I will recapitulate, and hopefully this eternal message can be brought into a relevance of today's day and age, which is an eternal message as a religious text, spiritual directory. I believe it certainly can be. This question is pretty much a recapitulation of Arjuna's dilemma in the battlefield of Kurukrishna, where he's asked Krishna directly, what path is better, Jnana path or the Bhakti path? So in answering that, well, it's not a direct answer. What's actually occurred is that Krishna has, we're re-establishing the question, okay? Because it's an all-embracive answer. Krishna is the answer. Okay, so we're looking at chapters 3, 4, and 5, where previous forms of, or other forms of yoga have been explained as the working yoga, karma yoga, the jnana yoga, the yoga of the mind, or the bhakti yoga, which is the yoga of the heart. And Krishna says that to each of his own, depending on one's natural inclinations, we're all best fitting to do the work that we can, and each achieves the same sort of path. Now, to put it in a bit more of a spiritual perspective, the question could be recapitulated as which is more direct as a realization, the formless meditation upon the formless Brahman or meditation upon the form aspect of Krishna. And Krishna directly just says early on in chapter 12 that it's very, very difficult to meditate upon the formless aspect. That is because it is without qualities. It is without its nothingness, and although that nothingness has an aspect that could be really close to bringing on truth, and it is used as a Buddhist meditation to meditate upon the senses and to consider neti, I'm not this, I'm not that. It is very difficult, and so Krishna says that the bhakti path is easier. And look, it should not be disregarded. The fact that Krishna walked on this planet as a two-legged, two-armed individual should not be disregarded, and that's very relatable. It's relatable. If we restrain our senses and just look at the immediate situation, if we can relax ourselves and just be present in the body is very cool. That it's a supercharged form, but it's very cool. And the symbols that are used are easy to understand. It doesn't boggle the mind, and that's what Krishna is really saying, that if it comes from the heart, the kind of inquiry comes from the heart, then it should not really be confusing. So we think of the feet of the Lord, the postures that he took. After all, is the Raj Yoga Raj, which means the king of yoga. So each posture that was displayed, although Shiva was the one that did that, each posture displayed is a way to remember Krishna. Now, the formless aspects, we can think of the products of the higher mind as the emanations of Krishna, the product of the higher mind. So when dealing with, the fact that we are monkeys, and why should we have any sort of understanding of the way that it all should be? But if we're trying to look at honestly the way that things are and the way that things could be, and that there is a peace, there is wisdom, there is compassion, the Satchitananda form that the Lord would take would be understandable. And it's understandable because we have faculties of mind that strive for perfection, faculties of mind that strive for beauty, to understand wisdom, kindness, poetry. These things are the manifestations of the Lord. So symbolic logic, once again, takes reign here, and certainly a factor to be considered in. That is Arjuna's dilemma. And instead of replying directly, does not say to Arjuna, Krishna doesn't say to Arjuna, this is the best way. He says, as I mentioned, that one should find their own path based on their karmic disposition, and dovetail everything in for the service of the Lord, of to that which we cannot understand. But it doesn't stop at that which we cannot understand. It can grow into, a recognition of that which we've lacked, or that which we have, which I carry, which I preserve. So, speaking on that, again, Krishna is very wise in the way that he sees that Arjuna's dilemma. Once again, he's just asking the same question, which is better, this way or that way? And really, Krishna doesn't say, all right, it's this way or it's that way. He replies by giving that higher knowledge by saying that one who is equal in hot or cold, one who is equivocal in the presence of a friend or an enemy, or distress or fame or game, or honor or dishonor. Once again, it's raising the awareness to a point of non-duality, and so that's the reply that's given to Arjuna, which doesn't really answer the question, but gets to the very root of the question. So that's all for chapter 12, the Byte-sized Bhagavad Gita, the Yoga of Devotion. It's another thing to remember that this idea of not being the body should also be mentioned, that if not the body, then it's not a matter of disregarding it, because it is also a fact of the Lord's creation, and in recognizing that if the Lord is in here, then one can feed that which is inside to manifest the opulence without. So that's all for tonight. Hope everything is well understood. It's been my third take on this video. Technical problems. See you in the next round for the field and the knower of the field. Again, we're getting more expansive, yet more refined. This paradoxical nature that flows all throughout the time of the Bhagavad Gita. I read yesterday that the whole talk took 45 minutes in the middle of the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The whole Bhagavad Gita was relayed in 45 minutes. I've managed to summarize it so far into an hour 20. We're getting there. It shouldn't be difficult, but it shouldn't be difficult. Best of luck on the path, and may God bless.